very, very, very impactful in the history of iTalk, right? And that's Kolani, aka Vvs Godly. Now, on thingy, okay, on let me see this date. What is this thing doing? Okay, let me do this. Hold on. My PC is disappointing me. Well, my YouTube at least. But I just want to see the days. Okay, yeah. On May 4th, 2024, we had our first ever guest on iTalk, right? Before iTalk was just solo, one-man pod, all the way. But on May 4th, things changed and we had the very first guest episode. And that one was dope. That's actually episode 16, right? I wrote them down here. So from episode 1 to episode 15 was solo episodes. Then episode 16, we hit with the making of an Amapiano MC, right? Yeah, go check it out. The pod was just about Godly and stuff like that. Like him, more on him, right? And then episode 20 was Coco Melon, right? Coco Melon. We were talking about Kendrick's this and Coco Melon, how it's trending. Yeah, I think that was the whole reason we had Coco Melon on there. And then hold on, why is my PC doing this? Hey, bruh, chill. Okay, then from there we went to episode 22. So that means I had episode 20 with him. Then I had 21 as I had a solo episode. Then on the 22nd, it's back again with thingy Vvs Godly on the from fasting to podcasting and more. And then on episode 26, that one was a bit more funnier for me. At least it was a bit enjoyment. We had the hoverboard twin on the couch, right? Then on episode 28, this was one of the groundbreaking episodes actually. So episode 28 was very special because it was actually the first 3-man pod we had it. So right now, as you can see, Godly has already broken 2 barriers. The first one was the first guest on the episode, on the pod. The second one was the first 3-man pod. Now let me tell you, Drake's, Kendrick, Calder, whatever, how this pod came about. Obviously I hit up Godly. I'm like, yo bro, let's we used to link by Pick and Pay. There used to be a Pick and Pay. If you know the Pick and Pay, you know the Pick and Pay, brother. But listen, then one of the days in the morning, I think it came with Lunje. Then yeah, we just went to shot the pod, first 3-man pod. Obviously I was a bit anxious as to how the mic would pick up or whatever, you know me with the technical what either way. Listen, beautiful pod, very beautiful pod. It was funny, it was one of the pods I actually genuinely enjoyed, like in terms of having fun on the pod, and not just it being fun for you as the guest, or I mean as the audience, as the person watching it, but it being fun for me in the moment. And then I realized that, you know what, this thing, and that was episode 28, mind you. So I then realized that this is actually worth a try, right? So far we have Godly, right? And that was then we go back on episode 30, right? We're back again with Godly on episode 30, which was on July 6th, 2024. On episode 30, we were joined with Godly and Josias, right? So Josias Mjovo is also a friend of Godly, and I feel like the vibe, like, you know what, the gents are so chilled in a way that, like, it's easy to bust balls and throw jokes kind of thing, and that makes it the environment more chilled, more fun, more relaxed, and I feel like Josias definitely has that chilled vibe. And one thing though that's memorable about me with this Josias episode is the clips that we made from there, like the shorts. Do y'all think the music video is gonna break another Drake record?
Nah. People have already lost interest.
You asked Kendrick or Drake, the most recent
Kendrick. So now it's like, okay, Kendrick, we know that. So what else are we supposed to say?
Even if like they don't make him president, right?
Oh, so
but they just put him there as a president just so he can make jokes, make
no
tweets,
racism.
you know.
No
like,
racism, but you basically saying he would be that white man.
Yeah.
The PDF file stuff.
I'll definitely say there's a lot going on behind closed doors that we don't know. We've heard about Diddy already. So what makes you think Drake is not doing a lot of shit behind closed doors?
Cupcakes.
Cupcake.
Oh, cupcake.
Yeah.
I saw a video Bakulumi's China Pangwa. He's there like he's standing with this other way like this though. Your president.
Yeah.
The shots were crazy. The shots were funny. It was beautiful. It was beautiful for me in that term, in that context, whatever. And then from episode 30, we're still on Kolani. Hey, Kolani has gang episodes. Okay. So on episode 33, okay, it was the see you soon thing, okay, episode, okay? So that was on July 27th. So this episode, firstly, came straight after this portrait, right? So it was off the back of that. So like the studio kind of looked different. That's what I remember about that. The studio kind of looked different, and it felt like we were all dressed. So this was another 3-man pod with Vvs Godly and Josias. So he made a second appearance. It probably was a thing of he made a second appearance because he showed up. Because let me tell you, in most instances like this, it's not about it being planned with you. No, we're gonna have this person or this person. As much it is about that, we do plan that, but it's not based on that as much. Sometimes if you just show up, then you're in there because someone else chose to not show up, or someone else chose to be late, or there's a lot of things that pile onto that. So either way, he was on that pod. That pod was dope to me aesthetically, right? Because when I looked at it, even the thumbnail, it slapped, it's satirizing for me. Like beautiful. I'm pretty sure the episode was hyped looking at the thumbnail, and I'm doing something like so. Definitely pretty sure the episode was hyped. Then we move on to episode 37. Okay. So episode 37 was was late night victims. So that one was like more hip-hop focused, hip-hop based. But let me tell you how this came about, right? Because this was also like a crazy episode. So TT, right? TT wanted to sit down with Promethazine, right? So TT organized the whole sit down thing, and he wanted so from what I got, he wanted Promethazine to come on the pod, or he offered Promethazine to come on the pod one way or another. But the miscommunication was that he was supposed to be on the pod, right? So me being me, a person who arranged things on my own time, and I, as much as I understand my time most of the time is unaccommodating, because right now as I'm shooting this is 5 a.m. And if I had to have a guest, who's waking up at 5 a.m. to shoot a pod kind of thing, So I do not expect my standards of what I would do at 5 a.m. or shoot a pod at 5 a.m. to move on to the next person kind of thing. I don't want to put that pressure on the next person. So that's why I organize things in my own time whereby I can arrange it. So the most important thing for me was arranging a time with Promethazine. So I did arrange a time with TT. I think he just couldn't make it or something. And then I still had the schedule with Promethazine. All right. So then Godly, being someone that who frequents the pod, obviously, if you frequent the pod, I know that I can trust you to pull through for a pod and actually deliver some content worth listening to, kind of thing. So that's how he came about and came in, right? Then from episode 37, we have to skip all the way to episode 45, right? So on episode 45, that was just like after a whole series of episodes. And this was the last episode he was actually on. This was just an episode with me and Godly. It was in October 12 on the 12th of October 2024. Crazy. That's the last episode. Crazy. But why this doesn't feel crazy, even though it looks crazy, is because I see this guy. Like, I was with him literally like now. So it kind of like, when you look at this, my mind doesn't factor in that like you've last seen him on the pod. Because I bump into him a lot. Trust me, this nigga's always outside. But listen, moving on. So that makes it 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So Vvs Godly has 9 iTalk episodes.